We've all endured, 4 years of the most dangerous and blatant assault on freedom and civil rights in the history of humankind. That's a fact. The sustained abuse of our species, inflicted on an unprecedented scale, even after all these years, it remains unaddressed, unconfessed, and without consequences for the guilty so far. The guilty have been so confident, blasé, that they don't even seek any longer to deny the coordinated global collusion of big state, big pharma, big media, wholesale collusion that ended completely or ruined forever uncounted millions of lives. And it is millions of lives across the West, around the world, directly or indirectly because of policies and practices that have been in place. What have we seen? Well, we've seen the destruction of trust in the state for millions of people for whom that trust in the state will likely never come back. Trust in the state, trust in science, trust in medicine or the medical fraternity, it's gone. The assault on personal privacy, bodily autonomy, the right to make the final decision about what happens to you and why. The attack on freedom of speech, freedom to travel, the freedom and the right to work, just to go out to work and provide for families. All of that and more was wrenched from our hands by authoritarians who revelled in their power to do it. But the the anger of the people is rising all around us like floodwater. It's lapping around ankles now and getting deeper. Across Europe, in the Netherlands, in Spain, France, Germany, Poland, Romania, Hungary, Greece, elsewhere besides, the farmers, with the full-throated support of millions of their countrymen, are out in force protesting against efforts by their governments to achieve the wholesale destruction of that industry. For perverse reasons, the destruction of the age-old effort to feed the people. There's anger everywhere. There's outrage, building determination to push back against a coordinated global conspiracy seeking domination of the world by a handful of ideologues hell-bent on a return to feudalism. Everything for the few wealthy and scraps and crumbs for the billions of the rest. These people are hell-bent on taking and keeping control of the holy trinity of power, which is energy, money and food. Always in the background, too, is the assault on our lives in the name of saving the planet, the climate hoax that has inspired the global suicide note called Net Zero. In the name of saving the planet, the self-proclaimed elite empower themselves to herd us into 15-minute ghettos, to take away cars and other vehicles that actually work and replace them with electric vehicles that are no more and no less than cover for ending private car ownership once and for all. And part of the push too are the population control mechanisms in the form of central bank digital currencies and associated social credit scores, all that madness. I ask in all seriousness, what did they think would happen if they kept turning the screws on people? You smother someone, you restrict their breathing, and before the end, that person will struggle, will lash out. And who could blame them? And now all around the world, for all sorts of justified and understandable reasons, manifesting in all manner of ways, that people's anger is finally rising to the surface. And why is anyone surprised? Why, in all seriousness, are those in positions of power surprised at the anger? You don't get to end lives, ruin lives, compromise and throttle lives. You don't get to replace one way of life with another without the possibility of protest from whomever was living that life. A person cornered A person left with nothing, or who feels he has nothing left to lose, is finally free in a fundamental sense, free to act in any way that suits. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a storm coming, and those who bloody-mindedly sowed the seeds of the whirlwind, who reaped the benefits of so doing for so long, are finally feeling the change in the wind.